What's going on YouTube, Diggy546? I just wanted to talk about this because this is so incredible. This is so amazing, so inspirational. The Bengals have gone from picking number one overall in 2020. Now that I think about it, it was 2020 because Joe Burrow got picked 2020 and they are in the Super Bowl in Joe Burrow's second year playing football. Now, listen, I'm a Giants fan. You see right here, and it's Giants for life. But this man right here for LSU, for the Bengals, is a bad man. This dude right here is a bad man, and this dude right here is a bad man. And once I saw that they were teaming these guys up again, it was a wrap for the NFL. It was a wrap for the NFL. Some things are just they just go together. They go together like PB and J, Tom Brady and Gronk, Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning, the all of the great connections, Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, all of the great connections go together so well. It's like they just wake up already in tune with each other. And these two woke up in tune with each other. And once you put them in the same league together on the same team, it was a complete wrap. Now for them to go from not even being favored to win their division to going all the way to the Super Bowl is incredible. I mean, you look at Undisputed, the shows, all the sports talk shows, barely any Bengals segments, barely any Joe Burrow, Ja'Marr, any Bengals segments for the last 2-3 weeks have they been in the playoffs. Barely any segments on them, and they've been in exciting games, but no coverage on them all season long. Everybody wrote them off before the season. They wrote them off. They thought they were, a couple of years away from the playoffs. They talked about the offensive line. They said they need to go out and get Penei Sewell instead of getting this guy. Instead of getting this guy, they wanted to get Penei Sewell. They wanted Penei Sewell. And they talked about the line. The line is bad. The line is still bad. But you put those guys together and you get magic. I mean, they talked about Joe Burrow this offseason in training camp. They talked about him missing all of these throws in training camp while he's coming off of a major injury. Well, guess what happened when he got his feet wet? AFC North title, AFC Championship, AFC Division. I can go in over the wild card, divisional, championship, Super Bowl. Nobody expected this except me and a couple of other people. Nobody expected this crazy amount of a turnaround. And this is just so inspirational for any other of these teams that are picking number one or number two or number three or number four or in that top five. It's just inspiration for those teams because if you get the right guy, and we all know that this man is the right guy, once you get that guy, your team can do anything. It doesn't matter what the line looks like. Doesn't matter. Your team can do anything. You give him some semblance of a defense, you can do anything. Now, as far as this game, 21-3 deficit they came back from. Almost a 28-3 deficit, but 21-3 deficit they came out from. Both sides of the ball played, did their thing. Mahomes blew a 21-3 lead. A 21-3 lead, Mahomes blew. Did nobody talk about Mahomes throwing that interception? Even on Twitter, I see people making fun of Burrow for throwing that one interception. Mahomes threw an interception. Mahomes took a bad sack. Mahomes fumbled the ball. Nobody says anything about that. But he blew a 21-3 lead. This is down in the books. That's a choke job. That's a choke job. They came out on fire that first half, and that whole second half, they did almost nothing. Almost nothing. They drove down the field, and when that pass rush needed to come through for the Bengals, it came through. Those corners, yeah, they didn't really shut anybody down as far as the Chiefs go, but in the second half, they really stepped up. Pass rush stepped up. Everybody stepped up on that Bengals defense, and the Chiefs won the coin toss, and everybody in America thought, okay, that's game over. Everybody thought that was game over because the Chiefs got the ball, and guess what? Overtime rules, I think, should stay the same because you look at this, they won the coin toss. Guess what? They didn't win the game because there's two sides. There's two sides. People forget about this, but there's two sides to a football team. One is offense, one is defense, and there's a third side called special teams. But the major two sides are offense and defense. And if you cannot stop the other team from scoring, you shouldn't win the game. Well, guess what? The Bengals got to stop. The Bengals caught an interception. The Bengals went down the field and they kicked the game-winning field goal. This is what the Buffalo Bills had the opportunity to do, but they didn't do. And this isn't any shade to any Buffalo Bills fans. I love the Bills. I love their fans. But overtime should stay exactly as it is. I think that's perfect the way it was. I just think that that's how it should stay. But shout out to Joe Burrow. Shout out to Ja'Marr Chase. Shout out to the former Giants on the Bengals team. Shout out to BJ Hill. Shout out to Eli Apple, a dude that got so much hate from Giants fans and Saints fans because he ran his mouth. But they also attacked him and his mother for years on Twitter. So shout out, I'm happy for the former Giants and the former LSU players that are going to go to the Super Bowl, because coming from the Giants, a losing an organization for right now, coming from LSU, a winning organization, but right now they're not doing the best. But just coming into the league so quick and getting success this fast is amazing. It's inspirational. Joe Burrow, I feel like, is the next GOAT. I feel like he's the next guy that's going to dominate that league, that has all the intangibles. He doesn't have, he's not running a 4-3. He's not making everybody miss like Mahomes. He doesn't have the rocket arm like Mahomes and Josh Allen. He's not the big superimposing force like Josh Allen is, but he's got it all up here, and he makes the throws on time. He wins. He has all the intangibles that you need. He's a leader. He was the two-time captain. Number 1 overall pick that's actually living up to the hype. Who knows what he would have done last year as a rookie, but this year, I mean, his first 4-year plan, he made it all the way to the Super Bowl. And again, I really think that if Tom Brady, as Tom Brady is retiring, going out of the league, Joe Burrow is stepping into this league. And I think he's the only person in this league right now that I can see with the level of intangibles and the level of just get it done, just win type of attitude that Joe Burrow has. I think he's the only person in this league right now that you can really compare those levels of intangibles, of leadership, of rallying his team to Tom Brady. And guess what? He doesn't have a Bill Belichick. So I'm excited that Joe Burrow has gotten his chance to make the Super Bowl as basically a rookie, his first full season. And on top of that, going next week or in 2 weeks to the Super Bowl, going to play either the Rams or the 49ers. It'll be another tough task for him. It'll be another tough defensive line where he has a horrible line, and his team is still in the beginning of rebuilding. And he's taking his team all the way to a Super Bowl because they gave him his it gave him his weapon. They gave him, the Thor hammer. He got his Thor hammer in Ja'Marr Chase. So it's just incredible to see, because right now the Bengals, they're not in a horrible spot as far as team-wise. They got some solid pieces they added to that team. They're still going to get to draft some guys. They're still going to get to add some players in free agency if they want to. They're still building this team up. The offensive line is going to get better, people. And Joe Burrow is going to continue to get better. And Ja'Marr Chase is going to get better. And T. Higgins is going to get better. And Tyler Boyd is a receiver on that team. He's a little bit older, but he's going to continue to get better. So, people, this is history that you're witnessing. I'm thinking this is not going to be the last time. This is going to be a regular occurrence of Joe Burrow going back to the Super Bowl over and over again. The AFC is stacked, but somebody's got to rise to the top of it. It'll be Joe Burrow. It'll be Patrick Mahomes. It'll be Josh Allen. It'll be Justin Herbert. It'll be Lamar Jackson. All of these guys are going to be in the mix every year, but I think we got the guy who is the guy who's going to be the next person to step up and challenge for that GOAT title right here, number 9, Joe Burrow. Shout out to everybody that supported Joe Burrow, supported the Bengals, even supported all of these guys from day one, that believed day one that they were who they are. And let's just enjoy the fact that the people we support, the teams we support, the players we support have made it this far. Shout out to everybody. Peace out.